Good evening, everyone. I'm going to give you a chance to come on in. Hoping everybody can see and hear me okay tonight. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. I feel like every Monday I got some kind of new song for y'all, but that I just made up. But today is the Happy Monday song. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. This is about as far as I got. Hopefully it's not a too cold of a Monday for you guys. We had a nice sunny day on Saturday here, but I'm not sure if you got a chance to experience that depending on where you are located. But today, it's a happy Monday. So good evening, everyone. As you are coming in, please let me know you're here. Say hello. Um, and tonight, please feel free to comment or share because this is going to be interactive. And I'm moving my camera, but I'm trying to make sure you guys can see me okay. So good evening, you all. Good evening. So I'm gonna give my wonderful introduction. Um, my name is Theresa White, and I am the owner and operator of In Time Creative Counseling Services, um, or I guess owner and CEO, not operator, but one of the therapists at In Time Creative Counseling Services. I am a licensed mental health counselor. I am a national certified counselor, national mental health certified mental health counselor, registered drama therapist, and I am also an addiction counselor and grief therapist as well. Um, so, with regards to um, our location, we are physically located in Terre Haute, Indiana. For those who don't know, we're in the Midwest. Um, so tonight, the information that I give you, yes, is coming from education. Tonight is a fun topic, but of course, we're going to talk a little bit about mental and social aspects of family traditions because every topic that we have is always going to be linked into some type of mental or social health topic. That's the purpose of our lives. Can we talk? So, just to also let you know that this is not to replace a therapy session or any information that you would get from a physician or a clinician that is directly treating you or working with you. But it is to give you some education and give you some information that maybe you can use in the future. Hopefully, that can help you on tonight. And so, with that, the only question that I have starting off is can we talk? Can we talk, y'all? It's Monday, December 21st, 2020. Can we talk? Okay, let's talk. I came ready tonight. I came so ready. Mm-mm. You're pretty good. Let me not. This is not going to be a lie where I'm eating the whole time, but I will be eating a little bit tonight. Because it goes with our life. So tonight we are talking, now that I'm chewing, we are talking about a holiday, our family holiday traditions. So good evening. As you're coming in, hi, Mother Nella. Hi, Alex. Hi, Nay. So we're talking about family traditions. It's that season. Oh, let me make sure so y'all can know that I'm ready. When I talked about last two sessions, I got my hot chocolate and my cookies. I'm right. I'm right. Let me help the lighten a little bit. Maybe my look like I'm a little bit dark. Is that better? Hopefully you guys can see me better. Mm-mm-mm. Got the music playing, the atmosphere for a nice holiday. We talked about our holiday music last week. So I'm ready to talk about our family traditions. And so I have a couple of them listed as common traditions, but I definitely tonight I really want to hear from you. I'm really interested to hear what some of the family traditions have been in your childhood and if they are doing. Oh, let me not forget my holiday blanket, y'all. Got my holiday blanket. It's so nice and cozy. I told you I'm ready tonight. I'm ready for. Only thing I don't have is my holiday movies, but we'll get there in just a minute. So I'm all snuggled up and I'm ready. So I have a list. I'm going to just go over the 10 holiday traditions that come around, and these are particularly around Christmas that you may definitely celebrate. Excuse me, other holidays because right now we got Kwanzaa coming up on Saturday, the 26th, and then Hanukkah's going on as well. So I don't want to knock out any holiday that's going on. If there's other traditions that you have for your family, or that your family has that we don't mention, please feel free to jump in and give those comments because I definitely want to hear those. Want to hear them. Um, so with that being said, I'm hoping that you guys can hear and still see and hear me okay. Because again, my computer does some really goofy stuff. Can you guys still hear and see me okay? I'm gonna do number one. With regards to, okay, there we go. I think it's working now. Yay. Okay. Um, this is kind of I'm going to go from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, so forth. So as I'm doing so, if you think of any holiday traditions that your family did when you were a child, feel free to add those in the comments because I'm going to look at those. And I will say, once again, as my disclaimer, if I don't see your comment, or don't respond to your comment, please put it back in or kind of let me know, hey, Theresa, I have a question or comment. I try to look at them all, but sometimes y'all, Facebook is a little weird sometimes, and I try to go through. Some of them don't pop up until the video's over, which is really odd to me, but that's what happens. So, um, so good evening once again. Let me get, because these cookies are just sitting over here, y'all. I can't just sit here and let these cookies just sit here. I couldn't do it. They're so good. Y'all should be here eating with me, but you're not. It's okay. I'm gonna enjoy them. So, give me a drink. Hold on. Oh, hot chocolate is so good, so good. Number 10. A lot of family traditions, and I'm doing these. These are not necessarily personal ones, but I will let you know if my family did this or my household did this. One of them, or for number 10, pick an ornament, either for the family or you're picking an ornament for like a new baby, a new birth, and the family can decide how they pick their ornament. But that's one of the family holiday traditions that happens is that someone may um, pick an ornament for that family, or that family member, new family member, or they pick an ornament based on what's happened in the family that particular year. I've seen a lot of ornaments uh, that said the year of quarantine or 2020. The year of the mask. I've seen a lot of different ornaments that say things regarding the pandemic that's taking place this year. Excuse me. People mark those or get those particular things to mark their tree. So each person's, and we're going to get to the tree in a minute, but the ornaments are very personal to the family, what's going on, or the people that are in the family. It's a really great tradition. My household did do that. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but each one of us, me and my siblings, had our own, not necessarily ornament, but we had our own little. It was an ornament. It was an ornament, but we didn't put it on the tree. It was set out. And I'm going to tell my ornament. I had the teddy. It was a little teddy bear. All three of us were little teddy bears. I had a little teddy bear, and I was the one that was holding it. I was holding another little teddy bear. It was really cute. My mother may still have these. I was holding another little teddy bear. My brother's ornament was a drummer. His teddy bear was a drummer. His ornament, and my sister's ornament was her bear was unwrapping a gift. So each one of us, and a tradition would be, instead of putting that on the tree, in my household, the ornament would be set out on the table in all three of our orders. So we all knew which, each one of our ornaments, it just set out, and just did that. Good evening, Ada Wyndham. So that was a really nice thing. And we're talking about ornaments. It was really nice to wake up during the holiday season, or knowing that December, when December came, or when Thanksgiving was over, we would come out and we would begin to see those. When my mother began to decorate the house with those ornaments, um, it was so nice to be able to see, like, oh, that's mine. And every year that was your ornament. Like, we had our own. Over the years, of course, because we're adults now, but over the years, um, some had missing parts. We had, I can't remember if mine was had a, like, the arm was missing, so I only was holding I think it was, yes. Mine had a missing arm. I ain't gonna talk about nobody else's arm. Mine had a missing arm, and I was just holding the bear with this one arm. So my little ornament had one little arm holding a little teddy bear. It was so cute. Um, I used to always laugh about that because I have no idea where my other arm went. I don't know if I broke it or something, or it got broke putting back in the box. Over the years, it did. I think I did have it, but it was kind of detached. Then after a while, I think it just fell off, y'all. I don't know. But that, I mean, as you can see now, even when I think about it now, I laugh because it just gives me so much joy to think about, like, I can visually see it, like those ornaments set out. So that is a really great family tradition that brings a lot of joy, and it brings a lot of character, because each person's ornament is personal to them. So it's their personality, their character. And that means a lot to a lot of people, or to me, it meant a lot. And me and my siblings talked about ours. And of course, when you get older, it's kind of like, oh, I remember that. You say, oh, that's my ornament every year. Even as adults, every year, oh, that's my ornament. I mean, you knew that was yours. And so that was really nice. And my mother did have her ornament was a big snowman. She was the snowman behind the three teddy bears. So you know that she was like, hers was bigger than ours. So, it was kind of like that symbolism of, like, yeah, I'm the parent. So it was really nice to have hers as well, with the with us around that one. So that was really nice. That was a holiday tradition in our household that we had, with regards to ornaments. So let me know, did your family have ornaments? Do you have certain ornaments on your tree um, for when you were a child? Because the subtopic for tonight, not only are we talking about family traditions, but there's a question on the table. What are some of your family traditions, or what were in your childhood, and how do they show up in your family now, or in your life now? So, so definitely, I want to hear if you had that kind of tradition, or if not, that's, it's okay. Um, they just want to know if there's anyone else who had the ornaments, or certain little trinkets they had around their home. I see one comment. We used to make them in school. Oh, that's so nice, Felicia. So her said that they used to make the ornaments every year, and then her mother still has them, and that is so nice. I'm a mother, and I can't remember. Well, that's not true. My son did bring things home, and I still have some of those things from his childhood. But ornaments, I don't think I have many of those left, or many of those were brought home. So hopefully, with regards to that would be something, that, again, if you don't have that tradition and you would like to adopt that, feel free. Feel free. So another one was, countdown. People use a lot of, or have countdowns, and there's countdowns with paper. We used to have what they call the rings, when we just make paper rings, chains is what I'm thinking about, and have paper links. And you can tear each, link off the closer it got to Christmas, or to that holiday. So you had, the countdown. So that was something really nice and festive to do, because every day somebody was tearing it off to say, oh, we're closer to that holiday. Sometimes people do countdowns with clocks. There are special made clocks that count down to the 25 days, of Christmas, or again, whatever holiday that you may use. They have special clocks that count down to that particular holiday. Hi, Niles. Hi, Lise. So with that, again, if you have that in your family, where have whether the paper rings that you may use, or something else that counts down to the holiday. I don't think we had any countdowns necessarily in my family that I can think of. Excuse me. But that's definitely one that's nice. I always see those when we talk about holiday movies for the past couple of weeks. I always see those in the holiday movies. The people have the countdown clocks and every day. There was one little movie, I think it was I don't want to misquote. I think it was a Hallmark. But don't quote me on that, y'all, 'cause I don't know. But there was a movie about a woman who did have a holiday clock that really brought a lot of joy to the um her city. And so that I saw the movie, but that was a really nice one. I'm just really enjoying my blanket, y'all, and my cookies. I'm trying to like not sit over here and just like keep eating cookies and my cocoa, but hey, that's part of the traditions, right? Other ones, hmm, okay. I'm reading one of you guys' comments. Hold on. So my family tradition that has started in the last year with our little one is going to the stores and playing. Oh, okay, Alex. So Alex is sharing her tradition, and it's saying that she just started this in the last few years, where they go to the stores and play the holiday dancing characters. So the dancing characters on the holidays, you know, you go by where you see a snowman or the Santa Claus that's dancing and bobbing. So that sounds really fun. That's a really nice one. Then I want to hear about these creative ones that you guys may have. Um, that was a really creative one. Now I like that one because again, it brings that joy and that festivity. So that's really nice. Um, Another one. So we did nine. Eight is tree lighting. People go to different tree lighting events. Hi, Stephanie. People go to different tree lighting events. I see. Okay, I see Mother Helen saying you destroying popcorn. I see it a lot of times on movies, and I'm always interested to see like how that will work because I would have probably not even made it. I would have ate the popcorn without even putting it on the tree. Um, that sounded like that was nice. When I always see people do that on the movies, but I don't think our family did that. So how long did that last? Did the popcorn ever last when you string the popcorn together? Was that with regards to the tree, or was that your countdown? Did you use the popcorn for the countdown, or both? That might be an interesting way to kind of join those two things together. Uh, so nice, so nice. So thank you guys for sharing. So tree lighting was as one that people go. You see in the as we talk about the holiday movies. One of the holiday movies was um, Kevin. The actor was Kevin. His name is not Kevin. His name is Macaulay Culkin. But on Home Alone, two, that was one of the things that he did. He went to, it was in New York and they had the big tree lighting. Elf um, is, I think, based out of New York as well, but the big tree. So that's a lot of times the Christmas movie with the big tree lightings is definitely usually in New York because they have the big tree. Um, I am from Indianapolis, so Indianapolis also had tree lightings downtown. And a lot of cities do downtown tree lightings. As a tradition. And people go to those particular events where they're set, for a certain day of the year and a certain time. And people know those times. And they the same way your parades, your different holiday parades. And people would go to those tree lightings. And speaking of parades, there may be also a holiday tradition that people may go, or they may do, is go to holiday parades. I know with Christmas, the a big one is the Macy Christmas parade. They have, the Thanksgiving one as well. And I think that was also based in New York. But most of the time, people watch those on the holiday morning. So that may be a family tradition that you may do with regards to tree lighting or in conjunction with the tree lighting. I see another one. I took my grandkids that needs to see the lights at the fairgrounds. Oh, I missed that. Yeah, our city also had lights at the fairgrounds, and just you can just drive around and see the lights. So pretty. A lot of cities also do lights at in their park, as we talked about in the live, I think last week or the week before. People go see different lights. So it may not be the tree lighting itself event that you may have in your city, but you may have a park that you can just drive through. Or people sometimes family traditions may be to drive around neighborhoods to see the different lighting effects that people may have, or different displays that people may have. So Definitely, that's like a really nice one. I like that one because we definitely that's one that we did and we still do. Really, really enjoy the lights. And even without even trying, just driving around and like, oh, I like that one. That was pretty. And you after a certain time of being in the city, if you're there for several years, you may know the houses that consistently light up or have different like festive displays. And you're like, oh, the corner house, the blue house on the corner is gonna have the lights up, that kind of thing. So you get used to that. And that's also really nice, I think, as well, with regards to the traditions that your family may do. Um, number 6, I think we're on. Is tree searching. I've hit a lot of movies with regards to people, I think it's the National Lampoon's Family Vacation or Christmas Vacation, where it's, fun around trying to go search for this tree. Some people go to a lot of lengths to find the perfect Christmas tree for their home. Some people do not live Christmas trees, but trees that are alive, that are living. Christmas trees are what they call real Christmas trees. Some people prefer fake or the plastic Christmas trees that you may get from a store, depending on what their preference may be. Excuse me. But when it comes to the tradition of the family, people definitely go out and do tree searching and try to find the tree they feel like will be the best. And the family can get involved in that, where the children are like, oh, I like this one, and people can give their votes. And it does bring a lot of family togetherness and involvement. So that is one that we did when I was younger. We did every year go look for a Christmas tree. We got real trees was my mother's preference. So and I love the smell of real trees. So it brought that nature aspect in there, and I really like nature. So it always lifted my mood as well to have that. I see some other ones you guys are putting. Yes, we used to do the neighborhoods too. Yes, the neighborhood, the lights. So I see Alex. Yes, I was just thinking about all the pioneers. That's one reason people don't do as they call the real trees. They was like, no, just give me the plastic ones or the fake ones. I can just pack it up, bend it up, fold it up, or whatever they do. Put it back in the box, and it's the same tree every year. It is work to have a live tree. The older I got, the more I realized, the more I realized that. But again, because it was a tradition in my family, it's something that I'm used to, and so I do prefer live trees over um, the fake ones. That's just my preference because I grew up that way. Some people grew up with fake ones and don't have a different or don't have a preference either way. Uh, so yeah. Sorry, I'm not treating. Yeah, get the real one. Yeah. So sometimes it just people's preference when it comes to it. You can get rid of the tree, clean up the pines. Now, only problem with the tree is that we also had a dog. Dogs are special, y'all. I love dogs. I really do love them. I'm not saying that sarcastically. I love dogs, but our dog would go under the Christmas tree, and because he would be trying to go up under there and drink the water for the tree, and so we had to constantly watch him, and also watch the water level to make sure that we was going to school or things like that, that he didn't come up, drink all the water, and then the tree dry out and die. And you don't want a dry tree because we also had a fireplace, which is a whole other issue that people may not like. The reason that people may not like real trees. Um, but we also had a fireplace. So we had that whole ambiance of a fireplace, a Christmas tree, the decorations around the house. That was a huge tradition as well. That kind of goes with the tree lighting and the ornaments. So I only searched a store for your tree. So yeah, we would actually go out to wherever they kept trees. I could, out and wherever they sold Christmas trees. I was a child, so I just remember going along the ride and picking. Um, but that was also really nice. It's a memory. Gee, I'm eating cookie. It's a memory in my mind. I remember going out, and you know what? I remember a time I'm gonna tell on myself and my mother. This was a really funny memory that has just always been etched in my mind, and I just gotta remember now that I'm connecting the tradition. It was during the Christmas time. I was going to look for a tree. And my mother, I think she went into some store. And I don't know if the clerk was trying to flirt you all or just, I don't know. I don't know. Or could have just been being honest. But he thought, he said, "Oh, you guys are y'all sisters?" And I so quickly, because I'm a teenager, y'all, I quickly was like, "No, that's my mother." And she hit my arm. She hit my arm like, what, like, be quiet. I was like, "No, he is not gonna think you're my sister. You are my mother. I don't look old." That's how I took that, y'all. That probably was not right. But I was thinking, if we look like sisters, that must mean I look old. But she was saying later, no, that means that I look young. He was complimenting me. And I'm thinking in my mind, that may be a compliment to you, but it wasn't to me. It's always this funny memory that we have about that. That somebody thought we were sisters. And she loved that. But I did not. I did not like that at all. But now I think it's funny because now now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, I want people to think I'm young when I'm older as well. I want to still have, real, my mother's beautiful. So I definitely want to like look really nice when I get older. I don't want to look like I'm 90 and I'm only in my, 30s and 40s. So anywho, that was just a funny thing that comes along. But again, those traditions of doing those things, you get those nice memories that go along. Don't y'all laugh at me. Don't y'all laugh at me. I didn't want to look old as a teenager. I just didn't. Uh, um, but it's nice because those memories come alongside of it, whether you are laughing or that's the time that, grandpa fell over and we all laughed. Or it's the time that mama, got, whatever it may be. Those traditions and those times of gathering when you go out as a family and do things bring really great memories. So that, brings up again those emotions that we talked about in the last 2 weeks on our lives before, brings up those nice happy feelings, those nice warm feelings around the holidays. And again, this is in general. I'm not saying the other feelings may not come up, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So make sure I'm not missing any. I was thinking what it was like for the person that had the plastic. Ah, I wonder. I don't know. I wonder. He probably was growing up with trees, live trees, and got tired of taking care of them. I don't know. So I'm like a plastic tree. I'm not doing this every year. I ain't going to drive every year to get a tree. I'm gonna make one. People can just go to the store and buy. And that's what they thought. I don't know. But then it takes away if you are a family that goes to find your tree. If you go to the store, your entire family is not going to the store to pick a tree. So it can also rob you if you were someone who already had that tradition of that memory or that experience of doing that together. Because once you get the plastic one, most of the time the family the parent will just go to the store and pick a tree from the store and then come home. But that also goes into the next one, tree decorating. Because sometimes there was times that years that I didn't get to go. I was maybe I can't remember if I was just older. My mother, went to get the tree herself. And we would come home and the tree was already there, but we decorated together. So all the things, the Christmas decorations that were in boxes, and you can just pause and say kudos to those mothers and fathers and grandparents, aunts and uncles who keep Christmas stuff in boxes and just know where to get them you go to the attic or to your basement and you just put up and here go all these wonderful, nicely wrapped, not broke. Most of them are not broke because you still got them in boxes. Your Christmas stuff, your ornaments, your lights, like you're so organized, you're so great. I'm just giving you the kudos to that because you're great. Um, I just that part of the tradition did not transfer over to me. It did not. We have different ornaments and things, but trying to pack it up nice and neat. I'm still working on that part. But anyway, decorating the Christmas tree, or your tree in general. People have their different ways and methods that they may have decorated. Some people put their lights on last, some put their lights on first. Or as Warren was mentioning, if they did popcorn, some people had an order to how they did this. I put my ornaments on first. What do I want my special ornament? Is the new baby get, does her ornament go on top? Or does the older family members, ornaments go on top? Or are they the foundation of the tree and their ornaments are on the bottom? So, each family does it very differently. Or do you guys kind of scatter them wherever? Not necessarily scatter, but put them wherever on your tree. So with that, each family decides to kind of, where ornaments go. And so when they come together to do that, then everybody can take pride once the tree is done to know that they contributed to that. And it brought a nice memory, whether you laughed about something or, when you have those ornaments in your hand or those different things that you're putting on your tree, it brings up conversation. So when we talk about family traditions, excuse me, there's so many different levels to the benefits of doing these things. Conversation, connection, engagement with your family, getting together, those kind of things. So it's really nice when you get, it was nice that was one thing that we did do. We decorated the tree. So I think it was really nice as siblings. We have moments where we laughed or we could argue. No, I'm going to put it over here. But it was still engagement. It was engagement with one another during a nice time that we did something. And generally, we came over where we wanted to put an ornament or something. So just those memories and those times of being with those loved ones, how much we've talked about before. I gave away some Christmas lights. Oh, okay. So Mother Nell, you must have had a lot. Um, and Felicia, my mother, yes, it was a night. Like we spent like the actual evening with regards to like whether she made dinner and we just had that ambiance and we spent those hours decorating the tree. um People may not think that was a big deal, but you see those in movies and it's kind of like it brings back those memories, as Jay White said when he was here a couple of weeks ago, with regards to the childhood memories that it brings up. So sometimes when you watch those movies, it can connect to those traditions where you're like, oh yeah, I remember we decorated the tree when we were younger and that was fun, and whatever memories that may come up. Now again, that's not saying that you may not have sad memories sometimes when it comes to, these things coming back up, like, oh, I remember, if you may not have certain loved ones there, you may say, oh, I remember when we did this. And I miss doing that. But that's why that question is there. How do you bring those traditions to your own life now? Do you do that? Is that one that you like, I didn't really care for, so I put it to the side and made a whole new one? Like, so that's why it's interesting to see what traditions made to the generation in your family or made it two generations, down the generation, I guess I would say. And the last few is baking cookies, gingerbread men, cookies, gingerbread men or houses. I was not a gingerbread house person. I like the cookies, but they look pretty. But I was one as a kid, I want to eat it. But you work too hard to build it, then I can't touch it and eat it, and I'm mad. So why is it in the house? That's just my thought. But I know people, don't think like I do, but that was my thought, y'all. If the gingerbread house is in here, and it's made of all these nice treats, and you baked it, we're not gonna eat it. Why can't we eat it? It's just my thought. But thank God for cookies because I like cookies too. Caroline is one. Well, let me back up. Well, baking, that can be something again done together. Whether you do it with your, people bake with their grandparents, bake with their parents, and it becomes a family thing where people just begin to bake. As I said before, my former employer that I used to work at when I was in my undergrad program or graduate program. When I worked at Casey, they used to do a cookie bake every holiday, every Christmas, where you can volunteer and the staff would get together literally on a Saturday. It wasn't a work day. It was Saturday. We got together and literally all day from that morning to that night, we baked several dozen cookies together, and we did holiday movies, and playing games with different with the children. So it was really nice. And some family members do that as well. I grew up baking cookies also with my grandmother, so that was really nice. To get to learn those recipes, that's really important as well because you get to pass down that information and be able to pass down and get those things to your children and your children's children. So that's always really nice. Um, Caroling, people go caroling through neighborhoods or in their own neighborhood, or they go to caroling through in like nursing homes. I know this season or this year that most likely is not happening, but some people may be doing those kind of things as well. Make sure I'm not missing any of you guys. It's like Tryla. Speech. I want to. This is one. Holiday speeches and holiday programs. Um, Kind of slide songs in there as well. But with holiday speeches and holiday programs, if you grew up in a church or you went to church during the holidays, you most likely are used to or have seen speeches where the children have gotten up. They give a speech about, Christmas, what it was the meaning, speech about the holiday, um, or you see the programs or both. And a program can be, a play or different songs and different activities that the children, and typically with children or with youth in general, if they're doing things for the school, the family, the community, to be able to show that festivity in the holidays. So that's always nice. And it's funny because I hear stories and people grow up. Like I was like this old and I was still doing speeches. You feel like he was too big or too old to be still doing speeches. So that's really interesting to hear that from people. Uh-oh, I think I moved a little bit. There we go. So and then I think that was one. That was number three. Okay, two. Oh, one. So number um, and that goes with holiday movies and storytelling. It's a really, really big family tradition that I see common. Um, and sometimes it's both or one or the other. Holiday movies where you get together with your family members or your household. And again, whether you have cookies and cocoa and blankets with your holiday movies, or you just get together and you have your food or whatever you may have for those snacks. I'm somebody, again, I'll share with you guys before, when I'm watching movies, I want to be eating. I want to eat, some dinner, some cookies, especially during the holidays. Especially during the holidays, I want to, have some nice warm drinks, whether it's apples. I haven't had any apple cider this year, you guys. I might need to get me some hot apples. That's what I've been missing. I've had eggnog and some hot apple cider. I've not had that, especially in this season. That sounds like that would be really good. Anyway, see, went on off into my own drink. Um, so with that, last but not least, holiday gatherings, because these help you catch up. The benefit of these, they help you catch up with family members. With holiday gatherings, that's the time you get together with your cousins and y'all go play games. You find, if you haven't talked in a while, what's been going on? How's school? And then you get the question of like, how's school going? How's your grades? As we talked about before, please monitor your questions to your family members. Whether you're doing Zoom meetings or however you get together with your family this holiday season, please don't interrogate nobody. This has been a stressful year for a lot of people. People just want to come and have a nice holiday and not be interrogated about what they doing or not doing. I'm gonna just, if you watch the live, you know what I'm talking about. So, um, but that's the time we get to catch up with cousins and aunts and uncles, and people tell you how big you done got. Oh my goodness, you're so tall now, or how tall are you now? My son loved that. People ask him how tall he is. So that's some nice get together time for family during the holidays, and they get to you get to catch up, and it's around food. Typically when people come together around gatherings or large gatherings, food is generally always going to be involved. Somebody gonna cook something, bake something, fry something, boil something, grill something, however you do it, or if you do all of that. But there's food, drink, and desserts. When it comes to holiday, there's always holiday drinks. As I mentioned, apple cider, people drink eggnog. There's other, festive sodas, and different drinks that people have. And then there's also their food, certain foods that you only get during these holidays. And sometimes that's the tradition. My family, we had this cake, and I ain't gonna say the name of the cake. On my father's side of the family, they used to make this cake every year. Um, and I couldn't wait. This is the tradition. I couldn't wait to get this cake, y'all. But the adults kept saying we couldn't get none of this cake because we were children, and I didn't understand it. It's cake, right? Why can't I have no cake? And if you're a family member, you already know what I'm talking about. So it was so great when I became an adult and I got a piece of that cake. So good, y'all. So good. But the point of that is it was only made during the holiday. And we would ask our grandmother, please make this cake during the year. Nope. And she, nope. But you could get her to make it on the holiday. And most times, family members that you couldn't get to make your special dish. I love food too. Felicia, oh my God, man, I love food. You know what, probably a little too much. I need to, in 2021, need to work on the food I love and switch it to some healthier food. But anyway, because this is not going to help me get to my goal. What's the holiday? So anyway, the special cookies, the macaroni and cheese, the one who makes the turkey the best. I mean, everybody got somebody in their family or friend group or however you get together, and you know who make the best what. And the way you know is because your family or loved ones are always asking you to make that. Can you make the banana pudding? I want you to make this cake. Can you make a chocolate cake? Can you make a German chocolate cake? Can you make, and so you got down the list of this. You make the cobbler, not the peach one, the apple one. You make the blackberry pie. All these things that people want you to make. So people can make a lot of different things but there are certain things that it's like, that's your specialty. I need you to make that and you to bring that. And then you kind of had the different trickery things that was going on with the children who trying to sneak cookies before it was dinner time, and those nice, fun, festive, happy times that you didn't always just see in the movies. Your family did it. Your family got together and played games, regardless of whatever your family games were. We played different things, and children. And my family, one of the traditions was the children had to go to a separate room. They weren't allowed to be in the room with the adults. And at that time, we didn't mind because we wanted to be away anyway, got a chance to laugh and be loud and whatever we wanted to do as children or teenagers. And most of the time in families, it's generally the basement or the back of the house, depending on whose house you're in. So, you remember those things about traditions, and you can still tell those. The benefit of that, you can still tell those stories to your children. So even this year, if you're not getting together with your family, as I know a lot of people are not traveling, and then they feel really down and bummed about that, come up with a tradition. Do something in your household. This is a great, great year that has been, again, very stressful for a lot of people because it's changing. But if you can make a great change, this is my moment right now, y'all. If y'all want to hear how this is connected with mental and social health, the moment is make the change where you control it. You change what's going to happen in your family. I can't travel. But how about we come up with a tradition? How about we make the gingerbread house that we never made, or we bake the cookies together, whether your child is 15 or 5. I will tell you now, teenagers will not tell you this because they got to keep a face that they don't want to be around their parents. But as teenagers, because I work with youth, they will complain out loud what you ask them to do when it comes to spending time together. Come cook with me or come watch this movie. But when they get with their friends, you may hear them complain, but they're really inside. It's a happy thing, and later on they appreciate it. And you'll hear teenagers tell you that later. They ain't gonna tell you that now while they teens. But I get to hear those secrets, so that's always nice. So I will tell you, like, if you feel like, well, my teen don't want to do that, you'd be surprised. Even if they're like, oh my God, Mom, I don't know how to do this or whatever. But they're gonna always remember that we made cookies that year together. We made my first time making apple pie with my mother, or my first time trying, the family recipe for, the German chocolate cake or whatever your thing is for your family. Or you make a whole new thing. Let's add a whole new dish to the family. We're gonna do it together, whatever that may be. Let this be a time where you can become creative with your family, your household. If you don't have any children, that's all. Do it with your spouse. Do it. Zoom has become great when it comes to being creative. You can do side by side type of things. If you live alone, connect with a friend or somebody and say, hey, let's do this together. And you got your video and their video, and then you can do things and make a tradition of doing something nice and festive and together with a loved one that can bring some, again, those happy emotions, that connection, that conversation. You're not feeling lonely during the holidays or struggling with um, kind of sitting in uncomfortable feelings and doing it alone. So I know we have to pause, but that was my 10 family traditions. So if there's any others, feel free if you're watching this after the live that you can put your traditions and what you did, or maybe how you had to spin on the ones that I've mentioned, and put them in the comments. I would love to hear yours, and maybe even if what you're doing now, how they have transcended from a transition. I'm sorry, from your childhood to your adulthood. What was work bringing from your childhood to your adulthood? So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great, great holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Next Monday is break for me. So I definitely may not be on the live next Monday at 8. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on because I am on vacation, as most people are. But I hope you guys have a great holiday and that you enjoy your families, however that looks for you this year. And if you don't like how it looks, again, feel free to add a tradition and make a positive change to bring the at least a little bit of the atmosphere that you do desire, or what you may have had or didn't have growing up in your own childhood. So feel free again to join us on Mondays. We are here Mondays at 8 o'clock, um, talking about different mental and social health topics. Our next one will, with regards to January, um, we'll be talking about new beginnings and a fresh start. So, how do you handle new beginnings? Some people are like, "Yay, it's 2021," but there's other emotions that also come up with new beginnings and transitions. So, feel free to join us. Our face, if you don't know, if you're not already one of our friends on our Facebook page or YouTube. The name is the same on both. In Time, INTIME, as you see on my lovely shirt. In Time Creative Counseling Services. You can go on and search that and we'll pop right up. And we would love for you to follow, to like us, and so you can learn more about what's going on and be able to see more videos coming up. So enjoy your holiday, enjoy your families. Thank you again for watching. Thank you so much for being faithful for those who have been with me for a lot of 2020. And we've been everywhere with topics, and we will still go. You never know what may pop up and what we need to talk about. So look for more coming up in 2021. Um, we may transition to where we do our lives. We may be having them on our actual website, but I'll keep you updated on that as well. So once again, have a great holiday. Enjoy your families and your family traditions, whatever they may be, and hope to see you again in the new year. Bye. That's not very long. Stop contacting me during the time. Oh, I'm still on. Sorry, y'all. Bye-bye.